Hello Excel friends, we're going to have some fun with the fill handle in Excel, and we'll see that the fill handle in many cases will go ahead and actually create a series and increment values for us. And it's not just numbers. Excel can actually increment lots of different types of values. So with that said, let's hop over into our Excel worksheet. We're going to take a look at fill handle fun. And what we're going to do is we're going to highlight all of these values in row 5. So I'm going to click in row A5 and I'm going to hold down my mouse, drag to N5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my cursor right over the fill handle. And again, you know that you're over the fill handle when your cursor turns into the thick black plus lines. Now once I have that, I'm going to hold down my cursor. I'm going to drag down to row 19, and I wonder what's going to happen when I let go. And wow, I see certain increments that I've got here. So I see some of them increment and some of them don't. Here I've got the value 1 through 15 going. I don't seem to be incrementing letters. I don't seem to be incrementing the I here for Roman numerals. I do see the month January is incrementing, and look at what happens when it gets to December. It rolls right back again to January. It also knows that Jan is the abbreviation in English for the months, and I see the same sort of thing happen with 3-letter month abbreviations. I see my days of the week are incrementing, and from when it hits Saturday, it spins around to Sunday once again. It also accepts 3-letter abbreviations for days of the week. I'll see that it knows these sort of ordinal values here. So first becomes second, third, fourth, and it increments that way. Also, if you put a label in front of a number, it will keep the label constant, but it will increment the number. Now look what happens here. If I put a number, but I add 001 and then drag down, we can see that the numbers are incrementing as well. So this is as if it were a product number that had 3 digits starting with 001. Over here we see the American date format, so if I click and drag down, we see that the dates continue to go up. Here I have Q1, meaning the first quarter. Now, this is a typical abbreviation for business quarters, 3 months periods in a year, and there are 4 quarters, so look what happens. Once it hits quarter 4, it will spin around and do quarter 1, 2, 3, 4 again, and repeat that. Now in column M, I write 1Q and then space 2017. And as I drag down, once I get to the 4th quarter of 2017, we can see that it turns into the 1st quarter of 2018, goes all the way down through 2020 here. But now look what happens over here when I do in row N, Q1 space 2017. When I drag down, the only thing that's being incremented here is the year, not the date. So it's just something to be aware of if you want to express your quarters and have the quarters increment through year periods as well. Now, I wonder what happens if we highlight from A5 to N5, click on the fill handle, and then drag up to A1 and let go. And we see, oh, the increments work in the other direction. So January, it moves up to December, November, it counts sort of backwards in dates. And we see that happening for all of these cases here. Now do notice what happens when we go up to student 1, that it doesn't turn into student -1, it doesn't turn into product -1, but we do get backward movement in dates and in quarters and some of the other values that we've got. Now, does the fill handle move and work to the right? Well, I've clicked in cell A22 here where I have 1Q 2015. If I drag all the way over to M22 and let go, I can see, yep, I get the kind of increment that I would have when I pulled it straight down as well. What about if I go in the other direction? So I have 12 p.m. in M23. If I click on the fill handle there and then drag to the left and let go, we can see, yeah, I'm incrementing by hours, and in fact it goes from 12 p.m. to 11 a.m. and continues to wind the clock back. So hopefully you understand a little bit more about how we can use the autofill to increment values in Excel. Keep at it.